Today I am going to talk to you all about everything that you need to know to be ready for cruise day. Cruise day is one of the most exciting days and I want you to be prepared. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you with us, and if you appreciate my updates, would you please give this video a thumbs up and share it on social media or with any of your friends that you think would benefit. So first of all, cruise day is an exciting day. Cruise day is the day that you get to board the cruise ship. Now, I have another video that I put out letting you know, if you're new to cruising, everything that you need to know if you are going to go on a cruise, some things you need to do to be prepared to go. So now you have done all of that, so catch that video if you haven't already. And you are at the hotel that you are going to be at the morning that you wake up before the cruise, or if you are someone that has decided to fly in the morning of the cruise. So here is my best advice. If you have flown in the night before, I generally get up early. I am so excited and I want to get on the ship at the earliest possible moment to start enjoying my vacation, taking advantage of everything that is offered on the cruise ship. And I always give the caveat reminding people, if you possibly can, to fly in the night before. Now more than ever, there are more flight cancellations. Even when weather isn't a factor, there tend to be more flight cancellations than we have historically seen. So I think it's really important, if you can, to fly in the evening before, because if you miss your cruise, you missed your cruise. And in some places, the cruise line is able to help you get to that next port to board the ship, but sometimes that is not an option. So make sure that you do your best to fly in the night before. Now, like I said, you're going to get up early and you're going to be ready to go to the terminal. The cruise terminal. How do you know what time to go? Now, with Princess, 11 days before you go on the cruise, in the new app, they are going to have a boarding pass appear. And it is going to tell you the boarding window from when they intend to start embarkation until when you need to be on board, the all aboard time is. And you can go whenever you want during that embarkation window. They don't have an assigned time. So that gives you a really good idea before you go. Check out and see how far it is from the airport or from the hotel that you're going to be staying at, so that you know what to plan as far as transportation goes. There are several different ways to get to the cruise port. You can take a taxi. You can take an Uber depending on the location that you're in. Some places don't have Ubers here around the world, but a lot do, so you can get your own transportation, or you can take a transfer with the cruise line. And all of the different cruise lines have transfers. And the way they work, two different ways the transfers work. You can either book it so that you book a hotel with the cruise line the night before the cruise starts. If you do that, they will meet you at the airport at baggage claim when you arrive the day before the cruise. They will take you from the airport to the hotel that you have booked with them, and they have a list of them. You don't get to choose the hotel. You book what they offer, and then in the morning they will have a time that you are supposed to be ready to go, and they will take you on the shuttle bus over to the port. So that is one way to do it. The other way to do it is from baggage claim at the airport. So if you fly in on the day of embarkation, then the people from Princess or Norwegian, whatever cruise line it is that you are sailing with, will be waiting there by baggage claim. So just go down there and look for them. So when you get down to baggage claim after you've flown in, you look for the people from your cruise line, let them know you're there, and they will tell you where to go to be able to board the transfer bus. Then the transfer bus will take you right up. They pull right up to the cruise terminal and you head in from there. Now, if you are someone that has flown in the night before and you don't want to get your own transportation to the cruise port, then you can go back to the airport in the morning, go back to baggage claim, and find the people from your cruise line. Gordon and I have done this lots of times. We've done it in places like we're going to do it on our next cruise that we've got. It's the Discovery Princess on April 3rd out of Los Angeles. We're flying in to LAX the night before, staying at the LAX Hilton. Then the next morning we're going to go back to the airport and catch the Princess transfer. It works really well. LA is a place that it's really easy to get an Uber or a taxi if you want to, but we just want to do it this way. I always think of it that the fun for the cruise starts right off because you're with all these other people who are excited to go on the cruise, so it's kind of fun. And the other thing I really like about it is if you take the Princess transfer, the Royal Caribbean transfer, whatever cruise lines transfer, then the ship is not going to leave until your transfer bus gets there, should there be any unexpected delays. Now, in Los Angeles, if you depart on a day, some days there's lots of traffic, but it's relatively close from the airport to the cruise port. But some places, like if you fly into Santiago and you're going to go out to Valparaiso or one of the other cruise ports there, just different places can be much further away. So I think it's really valuable to kind of consider what you're doing, where you are, and the best way to get there. So that's how transfers work. You can book them. It's better to book them before you go on your cruise. If you're desperate and you get to the airport and there are the people, your Princess people, and you haven't booked the transfer, you can ask them, and I have never seen anyone declined. They just bill your shipboard account. All right, so that is how transfers work on the same way, and I'll tell you about them on disembarkation. For now, we're going to talk about cruise day. So now you're at the cruise terminal. They pull up in the transfer bus, or the taxi pulls you up, and you get out. And if you take your luggage, and as you get to the cruise terminal, any cruise terminal I have ever been to anywhere in the world, they will have people there taking your luggage. And so you turn in your luggage right there, but you make sure that you keep with you a carry-on bag or anything that you don't want to put in, that you wouldn't put in a checked bag on an airplane, all right? And so the things that I always keep with Gordon and I would be any prescription medication. I keep a CPAP. If we are going somewhere warm, and my goal is to get up and start enjoying the pool deck, and I want our bathing suits or anything, I make sure that those are in our carry-on bag, because you never know. Sometimes your bags will make it to your room really quickly, and sometimes they take quite a while. So anything that you're going to need in the next little bit, and I would say things that are really valuable. I don't put my jewelry in a checked bag, my laptop, all of those kind of things I keep with us. So think about what you don't want to part with and you wouldn't want to have lost. I've never had my luggage lost with a cruise ship, luckily, but just things that are valuable and things that are irreplaceable or breakable, I keep with me. So you turn in your luggage there, and like I said, it will show up later in your stateroom. You don't have to do anything about that. They will bring it. There are little luggage tags. I mentioned in my other video that you print those out and you put them around the handle of your luggage the morning that you're going to go get on the cruise ship, and it has your name and your cabin number. So that's how they know where to bring the luggage. Alrighty. Now, so now you're to the cruise terminal. There will be people there to direct you to go in. Now, it depends on what cruise line you're on, how exactly they're going to do embarkation as far as what they are going to want to see. With the Princess app, they give you that boarding pass. Thus far, I have never had my boarding pass scanned. I have had them look and just see that I have it, and you will go in, you'll line up, they'll direct you where to stand, you will go through security. A quick note that I've got for you about security is sometimes the lines can be long, sometimes they move slow, sometimes they move fast. It really depends mostly on how the port workers there are managing everything, how many people there are. Like think of Miami, that's a huge cruise port there, handling so many people. It's a little bit different there than it is in Los Angeles, but at any rate, you can sometimes have a line. So keep with you, if you're someone that really needs to not go without a bottle of water, or you don't want to go without a snack, if the line is a little bit long, have that with you in your carry-on as well. But you line up, and as you go through security, there are some ports that they don't let you take water at embarkation onto the ship. So like any bottled liquids, I should say. So if you've got some extra bottles of water that you have bought, or knowing me, I would have one of those plastic bottles of Diet Coke with the lid on it. And so we have been to some where you have to just throw those away as you go through security. And so I don't know that there's really a central location to check through all of that, but just know that that can be a problem sometimes. And like if you have a couple of extra bottles of water with you, of course you can drink them before you head through security, but they'll take you through security, and then after that they will check you in for the cruise. And often They will take another picture of you because they want to have a current security photo of you, but then you can get on from that. Then you go generally to where you're going to wait to be able to board the cruise. All right. Then they'll call you. They generally call, like with Princess, they will call the suite and elite guests first, but it's usually pretty quick as they work through everyone. And before you know it, you'll be on the ship. Now, if you're going with Princess, you will either pick up that medallion as part of Embarkation, or if you've had it mailed to your home, make sure that you have it out, because as you go to board the ship, they are going to have you swipe your medallion. It works like your cruise card does on other cruise lines, but you swipe it as you get on, you go up the gangway, and then you get on the ship. And they swipe it again there, and it is absolutely wonderful. So it's really simple to do Embarkation for a cruise. There are so many people along the way that will guide you along, help you with anything you need. They're happy to answer your questions. They are generally really nice people who work there at the port. So Embarkation is always really exciting. Now, once you get on the ship, you have you walk on, and it is so beautiful. I have never walked onto a cruise ship that I haven't thought was absolutely beautiful, and it didn't matter what cruise line it was. They are all amazing. And so you just look around for a minute and be really excited that you're there. When you board Princess, there's always beautiful music playing there in the piazza. And then you have all these options of what you want to do. And so it'll just depend a little bit, maybe what time you get on board, what you're going to want to do first. Often when you get on board on the earlier end of Embarkation, they don't have all of the cabins ready for you to go to immediately. Every once in a while, they will let you go and drop off like your carry-on bag or something like that, but not always. Sometimes you just have to keep that with you. And so think of it this way. If you have a beverage package or you want a drink, you can go up to any bar, and there are a lot of bars on cruise ships, and ask for whatever drink it is that you want. You can go right up to the buffet. They always have food ready to go, so if you miss breakfast that morning or want a little bit of something else, you can go right up to the buffet. There's always a main dining room that will be open, and I want to say they usually open maybe like at 11:30 or so for lunch, and they're usually done by 1 or 1:30. One main dining room. So like on Princess, they'll have 3 main dining rooms, but just one of them will be open, so you can do that. But one thing that we always do is when we get on a ship, if it is a cruise that we want to use the sanctuary, we immediately head for the sanctuary. Like I will even look, I know how to get to the sanctuary on the Sun Princess because we studied the deck plan so that I would be ready to do that when we got on board. So if you want to go to use the sanctuary during the course of your cruise, hurry up and get up there. It's first come, first serve. If there are people on board that were on board the cruise before you and they are going to be on your cruise, they will have had the chance already to sign up before you got there. And so just zip right up there and get signed up if you want to do it. I have a video all about the sanctuary with some footage that shows it. So I'll have Gordon link that in the box underneath this video. Just look under the video, and where it says show more, click on that and it will drop down and there will be a link to it. Okay. But that is one thing that we always do on our Embarkation Day. And then, so say we've eaten our lunch and everything's fine. We drop our stuff off in the stateroom. A big part of Embarkation Day, cruise day, is making sure that you do the muster. On Princess, you can watch the muster like on your stateroom TV. It records that you watched it, and then you go down to your muster station and they swipe your medallion. It really is straightforward. If you're on another cruise line, they let you know how to do it. When I was just on Carnival, I watched it on the TV. This was in November. I watched it on TV. Then I went down to my muster station and they swiped my cruise card. So they really let you know how it is that you manage that, because everybody has to do it. So that's a really important part. After we get that done, my favorite thing to do is really walk all over the ship, because you don't want to be on the last day of your cruise and find something that was really cool on the ship that you didn't know about all week long. And so we walk everywhere, we see everything, we look at all the places to sit and enjoy the cruise, we look at all the dining venues, we just look everywhere and see where everything is. And it usually, we can kind of see the places that we think we'll enjoy the most and that we don't want to forget about. So that is really an important thing to do. Another thing that I think is really important to do on Embarkation Day is make sure, take the time to open up your app, look at everything, make sure that your onboard credit that you expect to be there is there, and look at the schedule of events that will populate in your app as you get on board the ship. Every cruise line that we have been on, sometimes they will have a little bit of the schedule events available as you get closer to the cruise, but once you're on the ship, that app really comes to life an awful lot more. And so take a look at everything, see what's going on so you don't miss everything. And because you're gonna, if this is especially your very first cruise, you are going to be amazed by the number of activities that they have. When I went on my first cruise, I thought it would just be scenic. I thought we would be eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I just thought, I don't know what I thought, but I did not expect so many amazing activities. No matter what your interest is or what you really enjoy doing, I think that you will find that there are things for you. So take the time to do that. And then finally, think about where you want to eat dinner. Now, before your cruise, you've had all the opportunity, as I said in my other video, to make your dining reservations, but it's really nice as you walk around the ship to kind of look at places and decide where you might want to try. And Embarkation Day, I know several people tell me that they will dine in a specialty dining restaurant on that night just to kind of have a special start to the cruise. Now, Gordon and I haven't done that yet, but a lot of people tell me they enjoy that. We usually go to the main dining room, and well, I think we always go to the main dining room on the first night of the cruise, as I recall, and it's just really fun. Everyone is just a buzz because you're on a cruise. We're all happy to be there. The crew members are so gracious and take such good care of everyone that it's really a special experience. So that is really an overview of what you're going to be doing on Embarkation Day. Now, the other thing that I would warn you about on Embarkation Day is it's something that we're not always used to. We are used to the fact that when we go on a flight that they're going to close the door to the aircraft and you're not going to get on. Cruise ships are very similar. They have an all-aboard time. When the all-aboard time comes, they generally will pull up the gangway. The only way that they are going to wait is if it's a special situation that they know that you're coming and they choose to wait for you. Sometimes they will wait if there's a large group of people who are late arriving from the airport, but not always. And so really, really, really pay close attention to when that all-aboard time is, because they're serious about that. It really matters. And let me know in the comments what questions you have. But the really important thing is just to go prepared. Don't mind asking somebody a question if you have a question. And on cruise day, be so excited. The last tip I am going to give you for your cruise is go expecting for it to be good. Don't go looking for what's wrong. Just go have a wonderful time. And I really think you're going to meet wonderful people, you're going to see beautiful places, and you're going to have an amazing time. Please do put your questions in the comments below. And those of you who have cruised a lot, add the things that I have accidentally left out. And if I think of enough things, I'll add them in another video. But I really appreciate all of you sharing your experience, your expertise as you have cruised. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.